So in this video, I want to show you what's possible when accessing the RentCast API via Claude. So right here is just a free account I'm using. So you get 50 API calls per month. And these are the data points and information that you can pull with the RentCast API. And so what I'm doing here is I am in Claude desktop. And this is the prompt that I'm using. So use RentCast connector to analyze this property. This is just a random address I found, and give me all these data points for this property. And it went ahead and actually connected the US Census data. So I'll just show you here in my connectors, I have the RentCast analyzer. So that's what we're using here. And then the US Census data, and that's the API as well. So basically there is a Python server that's running in the background and wraps the APIs and therefore is connected here, and I can call upon that information within Claude. So this is really awesome when you can just talk to it and it pulls the information, you can ask questions, and it's gonna reference the data for you. So for example, I went ahead and used this prompt here, and it started to pull together all of the data points. So property snapshot, bed, bath, size, zoning, last sale, estimated value per square foot, assessment, estimated rent, so midpoint, conservative, upside, and per square foot, recent sales, rental comps, and then some other information. And this is where the US Census data pulled in. I actually have, I think, more recent than 2023, but anyway, it pulled that data in as well. And so if you don't specifically detail the connector or what you're trying to pull here, sometimes it will pull other data sources in that you may not want. So you just have to define exactly what you want in the prompt. But I like to actually have the US Census data for analysis like this. It gives me some red flags, and then at the end, a recommendation. And so kind of summarizes the key findings here. And then one thing I like doing, and this is regardless of just this exercise here, but for various things that you want to visualize, I said, let's go ahead and build a dashboard, single HTML file, and then put a dynamic financial model along with that. So went ahead and created the design. Now this is a pretty vague prompt. You can get obviously a lot more detailed with it if you're looking for something specific. But it went ahead and created this. So I just wanted to see what it would come up with. And this is what we got. So Claude tends to default to kind of a dark theme with some of the dashboards, at least in my experience, which I don't really mind. I think it's kind of a cool feature. But what we have here is a property record. So this tile here, it gives property taxes, which I noticed right away, 5,000, right? So it went up 34%. And then it flags that for us, other assessment information. And then so it's basically summarizing all the key findings that we had in that prompt in more of a dashboard way. But I really like this financial model tool. So it has a monthly cash flow sensitivity here. So for example, let's say we decrease the price. It looks like we're able to actually, let's see, if we charge monthly rent, let's just say 4,000 for this. And if we really lower the price, then it looks like we're in the green on monthly cash flow. So it's interesting as we toggle this, it's updating the information dynamically. And yeah, just looking at this the first time. So kind of interesting how it put this together. Each thing we can slide around. So obviously more down payment, right, would lessen the total mortgage payment, right? So interest rate, if we increase that. So yeah, able to toggle these different metrics here and parameters and see what our cash flow would be monthly. And then it pulls in the sale comp, rent comp data, tax assessment, rental range, market context, and then some of the risk and red flags, and our final recommendation here. So yeah, whenever you're working with data like this, I like to create the dashboards. It's just a lot easier to digest and kind of have everything in more of a visual way, but also having the written format is helpful too. So yeah, that's really it on the RentCast API. This can be really beneficial for the property analysis that you're doing, and it's just so much faster pulling all this data together and being able to dynamically change things. And you can continue to prompt questions through Claude here, and it's going to reference that data as its source. So I hope you learned something in this video. If I have any questions or anything, feel free to leave a comment.